You losing clients because you're not asking the right questions when it comes to R&D tax relief? Are you asking any questions at all? What are the right questions to ask? Well, stick around and you'll find out on today's episode of the R&D Tax Show. Let's go! Hi, I'm Tessin and welcome to the R&D Tax Show, where we help accountants, tax advisors and their clients claim R&D tax relief. Have you gone into a meeting with a client and they've asked you about R&D tax relief and you didn't know what to say? By not asking the right questions, you are at risk. You could lose a client to competitors. You could get sued for missing tax saving opportunities for your client. And thirdly, you could damage your brand. An accountancy firm reached out to me at the start of the year. Their client had been approached by another accountancy firm. Now, this wasn't a small client, this was a large client and a client that they worked with for many, many years. This client was absolutely miffed that years of R&D tax claims were missed. Imagine being a client. You put your trust into your accountant. You put faith into them that they will look after you and find you with tax savings. And then you find out that all these R&D tax claims have been missed. How would the client feel? After this, we worked closely with the accountant to make sure that no other R&D tax claims were missed. After speaking with the client and we find out that there's no actual qualifying R&D tax claim, at least the conversation has happened. It puts both you and your client at ease, and it makes your client feel as though they are being looked after. So what happened next? The accountancy firm got in touch with us when they thought another one of their clients qualified for R&D tax relief. This client had developed some software that was able to communicate with the NHS database and share data. The accountant wanted to feel empowered in the relationship with the client. So I provided the accountant with 5 questions they could use to figure out whether the project did potentially qualify for R&D tax relief. And now I'm going to share these 5 questions with you. Let's not waste any time and go right into the questions. Question number 1. Did your client develop any new products, processes, software or machinery in the last 2 accounting years? Or did they improve existing ones? This question helps the client focus on any projects that they've undertaken in the last few years, and the subsequent questions that we're going to ask them will help them focus on these projects. Question 2. Did the development involve technical developmental challenges? So did the development from question 1 involve any developmental challenges? This is a great second question to ask, because once the client has established which projects they've undertaken, this second question now focuses on the projects that were difficult to do. This will now lead into the third question. So question 3, were any of these challenges from question 2 resolved using standard development techniques? So the question again is, were the development challenges resolved using standard development techniques? Now this is an important question because this is going to weed out the projects that did have an uncertainty, and a technological uncertainty is required for a project to qualify for R&D tax relief. So in this question you want to hear a no. There was no standard developments that helped resolve this. They had to do something a bit extra. And now we're going to question 4. So question 4, when were these developments that weren't resolved using standard techniques, when did they start and when did they finish? This is actually following on from last week's episode. because we can only include the qualifying costs when a technical challenge starts and finishes, not the actual project. I'll link, let's have this side or this side, I'm not sure, but I'll link the video here and it'll also be down in the description. This leads us nicely to question 5, which is to do with the costs. Question 5. Did the company incur any costs with staff, subcontractors, EPWs, materials, software, or utilities? You can have a qualifying project, but there's no cost, there's nothing to claim. So this is an important question to ask. So what happened after these questions were asked by the accountant? Well, as a result of asking these questions and us working with the accountancy firm, the client received back £8,710.15. We like to be accurate with numbers. And this was received as payable R&D tax credits. The company has now, the client, has now been asked to extend its software to different areas of the UK. To do this, it has to reinvest into the company, which is using the R&D monies to do so. This further development will probably also qualify for R&D tax relief. Therefore, the R&D money is being recycled back into the economy. So what can you take away from today's episode? By asking the 5 questions, the accountancy firm helped their client save tax and also receive payable tax credits. 2, build a better relationship with their client. And 3, they were able to create a new revenue stream for their business as we provide a 30% referral fee. I recommend you ask your clients these 5 questions when discussing R&D tax relief. If you've got any queries, get in touch and I'll catch you next week. Goodbye. Our channel is the holy grail to gain knowledge on how you can help your clients claim R&D tax relief. We upload a video every Thursday at 10 AM. These videos can be technical, but we talk about the principles and fundamentals, so grab your notepad and pen. And some are case studies where you can get an idea of real life scenarios whilst enjoying your brew.